Hey people, it's Teal Gamer with the RTX setting in OBS is a gimmick video. Now, I'm going to be clear about a couple of things. I'm going to get a ration of shit from people who are going to hate on this video and everything else. So, I'm going to wait for a few people to get in here because I know they're going to want to watch this. And I'm going to wait for a couple additional people to see if they want to get in here. And then I'm actually going to go into details. So, I'm going to go over the disclaimer and everything else about where I got this information from, how I'm doing this, why I'm saying this, and just a few additional things. Basically in a disclaimer. So, I'm going to give people a few minutes to get in here. Get ready, do whatever they got to do, and then that's it. So, that being said, I'm just going to enjoy my coffee for a few minutes. And right now, it's about 10:55 my time. So, what I'm going to wind up doing is probably starting this within 2 minutes. Alright. So, other than that, what do you call a black guy who flies a plane? A pilot, you racist? Sorry, that joke is terrible, but it's so funny. Alright, anyway, I'm going to have, like I said, I'm going to have a friend of mine in here, and then I'm going to wind up doing this whole disclaimer in the video, things like that. So, let's give it 2 minutes. Like I said, it's about 10:55 my time. It's now 10:56, so I'll probably start this at 10:57, so hang tight. I'm going to go dark here for a few minutes, for a minute or two. Okay, so in about 10 seconds, it's going to start. Like I said, in about 10:57 it's going to start, so here we go. Alright. Okay, that being said, let me begin. Alright, so here's the disclaimer for this video. Because I'm going to get a lot of people giving me a ration of shit, I'm going to announce straight off the bat, I will redact this video. For those of you uninformed, redact literally means to remove or undo. And I'll explain why I undid it. But until the evidence that I'm using in the video is being used to actually refute the video, then the video is going to stay up, and this is going to be my standpoint on this. Now, what I'm going to go over aren't opinions. It's not, you know, well, I'm guesswork and things like that. This is through thorough testing, as well as using actual information you can find throughout YouTube, and you can verify what I'm talking about simply by looking it up. So, before going into the video, the first part of the disclaimer, as I said, I will remove this video and redact it if anybody can actually utilize and put forth proof and actual evidence of what I'm using in the video. So you need to use information in the video that I'm using or I'm explaining as actual evidence to say this, what I'm talking about, is not true. So, I'm not going to get into people putting out replies, I skipped through the video, or TLDR, which means too long, didn't read, or ignoring bits and pieces of it. I'm not going to get into this circular game playing. Furthermore, saying I'm wrong is not a fact. That's an opinion. So, as I said, I'm going to be going over and utilizing very specific things about the RTX setting and things like that in OBS, and I'm going to be basically pointing things out that nobody seems to want to pay attention to, or people may not notice, or if they did, they didn't take notice to it to apply it to the video itself. So let me begin. First off, people that, I'm going to get out of the way all the stuff that people can utilize to try to refute the video. So, in other words, people saying, you have an RTX 2070. I have an RTX 2080. It's not relevant whether you have a 2060, a 2070, or a 2080. That's not relevant to this point. The setting in OBS itself utilizes the RTX system. Just because you have a higher-end card has no relevance to the fact that it still has an RTX system. The RTX system in chip in a 2080 is no different than the one that's in 2060. That's just a proven fact, because that's... The chip has nothing. The RTX chip has nothing to do with this, with the type or like how high-end the card is. It's an RTX system. Period. Secondly, pretty much the second thing I'm going to point out what people will try to use is, well, that's your opinion. if it's my opinion, then prove it's my opinion, because I'm going to be utilizing things that people are doing in their videos when they're attempting stream performance to counteract and refute what's going on. So the second thing I'm going to refute here before people doing it is the TLDR. I'm not going to sit and listen to, well, you're wrong. That's not an argument. That's not a counter-argument, and I will remove those types of comments from underneath the video. Now, people will try to say, well, that goes against your channel. No, because we're not getting into opinions or a mass consensus saying you're wrong. You're going to use actual facts, because if you don't actually have any facts to back up what you're saying, then I'm not going to allow your comments to stay up, because this is not an opinion argument or a hissy fit or people throwing insults in a playground or who got to the candy jar first in the playground. Use facts, or I'm not going to allow you to talk. Trying to say, that leads me into the third one, trying to say, well, you just don't want objectives, opinions, so you're removing them, it will also get your comments. Complaining about your comments being removed because you're not using facts is not a reason. That's not going to allow you to get your comments stayed up there. I'm not going to allow comments like that to remain. So either we're going to stick to the content of the video, or it's going to get deleted, or your comment's going to get deleted, period. So that being said, let me start off by fact number one. All of the people, including the people at NVIDIA, when they show streaming quality, they're not using games that matter. They're all using cartoonish style games that have cartoonish graphics that don't really require much real processing power. If people are going to actually show quality has been improved, you need to use a game such as Assassin's Creed Odyssey or GTA 5, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and things that actually matter. Showing Fortnite videos saying, look at the quality on this. Showing PUBG games, oh, look at the quality on this. Don't fly with this. Those are not proof of stream quality, because they don't actually meet the criteria as far as actual stream quality improvement. You want to prove quality, show a game that actually utilizes quality where you can make it look good. And I'm not talking about a pre-recorded image either. I'm talking about streaming the game itself live. And I don't want to hear anything about Twitch, because Twitch is unbalanced. Twitch has a partnership where you have to have a certain amount of followers before you get access to certain bit rates, which is complete crap. So you're not going to utilize advantages over actual quality. The next thing I'm going to get out of the way is people that are messing with their hardware. Oh, this is overclocked. I'm not even going to get into those arguments either, because if you're overclocking your computer settings or your hardware in your computer, then you're not utilizing the setting in the system itself, period. So anybody anybody that they've overclocked their computer or overclocked their cards or whatever you want to call it, or went into the settings and messed with the BIOS to get their computer to run faster, I will delete those comments, because those are not going to be used to counteract the setting. And if you're going to try to argue that that is needed for the setting, then that proves the entire point in this video. The RTX setting in OBS is a gimmick. Now, I'm not saying it's a gimmick in a bad way. I'm just pointing out that people are utilizing information and they're showing streams with games and stuff that do not actually touch on the actual quality of an RTX system in OBS. So the point here is that if people are going to actually utilize and show OBS with the RTX setting actually works very well, then utilize a game that's not cartoonish in graphics such as PUBG or Fortnite. Use something that actually matters. Something that's hard to get to render. That's what I did my tests with. I've done my tests with Assassin's Creed Odyssey and GTA 5. Now, they may not be up on my channel, but I've utilized them and I've deleted the video afterwards simply because I didn't like the way it looked. Now, when I was doing this, I had the setting on, now taking what, I have literally used the settings exactly as one of the NVIDIA videos, one of the videos that NVIDIA themselves put out that showed what to do in all these settings. So I copied that. Now, there's a couple key factor here, a couple key points that people like to try to manipulate here. And that is their internet upload speed. That's why in my last video I pointed out, you see all my internet upload speed is not garbage. It's a 40 megabyte upload speed, which is it's better than average. It's not the best, but it's better than average. And some of these people are using pre-recorded videos, cleaning up their videos, and then uploading them to YouTube, utilizing settings. Now, another thing I'm going to point out is that people are using two computers to also render their system better, which is not attributing the setting to the OBS, because if you can't do it in one computer, then your argument is invalid, because you're talking about very specific setups that have to be done. And if you have two high-grade computers, the average person's not going to have those. You also have people that are using Titan graphics cards and things that are like $2,000 and shit like that. Not everybody has that type of money. So people will generally migrate from a 1080, a GTX 1080 to a 2060. I happen to have a 2070 because I'm like, I could afford a 2080, but I'm not going to. That's retarded. I'm not going to put that type of money into this because a 2070 is going to do the job. It's the same reason when I got a GTX 1070. I didn't get a 1080 because I'm not going to sit and pay $200 more for, like, I think it was like 3 gigabytes of extra video RAM or something. It was really dumb. It did what I wanted to do, and that's all there is to it. So the reason I got an RTX card wasn't to stream. It was because I just wanted to build a higher-end computer, so I didn't have to build one after a while, for a long time. Plus, unfortunately, I had to migrate to Windows 10, but now I can play any game that I have, or I should be able to play any game that I have, unless the game is too old, or it didn't work on Windows 7, or it needs a tweak or something like that. But for the most part, games that matter are not being used in any of these streams. I cannot find a single test that anybody has posted or shown proof of that actually has something like Assassin's Creed Odyssey in there. Period. If you can't find GTA 5 or Assassin's Creed Odyssey with these, and you're only finding games like PUBG or Fortnite or any of those like World of Warcraft, those games don't count when it comes to quality. And neither does pre-recorded imagery or pre-recorded videos being uploaded. If you're going to talk about streaming, do it legit. Don't come up with these half-assed things to try to pass them off as, oh, the setting's really good, when you're doing nothing, when you're not even utilizing anything up to show the settings. Now, if you go back and take a look at my Assassin's Creed Odyssey video that I did, utilizing this, you will find... Now, you can't see it, but I got an OBS overload encoder error message, which shouldn't even be happening with my hardware. Now, the reason before I got that, before I even went into the game, I pointed out that even NVIDIA themselves, the video that NVIDIA made to put up about this, even said if you're getting an OBS overload encoder error message, drop the stream quality from max quality, like drop the preset quality from max quality down to quality. And I had it on quality to begin with. So I would have to drop it down further? No matter what setting I did, I got an OBS overload encoder error. And for people that want to argue about, well, it's your game settings, you had them all up on max. OBS didn't tell me I had a problem to turn the game settings down. It told me I had a problem in OBS and to turn the settings in OBS down. So people could say, well, OBS should tell you where the problem is, and since it's saying it's in the program, then it's got to be in the program. It's that simple. So I just wanted to get this out of the way and post this video because, again, people are going to give me a ration of shit for this, but you can't ignore facts. Fact number 1, nobody's using a game that matters. Fact number 2, people are trying to argue that, well, you have a 2070, I have a 2080, as if that's relevant because you're dealing with the RTX system. The next factor is people are overclocking their hardware. They're changing the speed of their processor to, if their processor is 3.2 gigahertz and like their processor can go up to 4.0, they'll jack it up to 4.0, but then you're messing with the hardware settings, which require you to have a better cooling system, and therefore now you're getting more money. So again, you're talking about people that, oh, I do this for a living, but you are having money that the average person doesn't have, and if this setting is specifically to help your stream quality run better, then even people with medium settings shouldn't be having a problem with games like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be happening. So again, if you're going to refute anything in this video, you need to refute it with things that actually matter. Stop saying, look at this as a PUBG, look at me, I'm swinging my weapon. Anybody can do that with half-decent hardware because it's a cartoonish style game. Yes, all games are animated, but there are other games in there that require more CPU heavy usage and things like that, which is what this whole thing is coming down to. Because if I use Assassin's Creed Odyssey and then I put all my settings on high and I'm using the RTX system, that means it's not using my CPU, so my graphics card should be able to handle the game on top of the CPU. It's inexcusable for the system to not be running right. It's that simple. So I just wanted to get this out of the way, and that's really all I had to say. So it's nothing further to talk about. And like I said, I'm not going to sit and let, idiots talk about stuff that's unrelated to the video and not use actual evidence to refute anything that I'm talking about in this video. So that's it. Steel Gamer signing off. Have a good day or night wherever you are.